Have you ever wondered what would happen if I emailed that Nigerian prince back? How do they intend for me to pay them? Can they be tricked? Well, if you haven't, Alfonso Walkingstick has. Alfonso Walkingstick is like any other man. He works every day, is a pious man, and makes the best lemonade. He has 3 major qualities that make him perfect for this assignment. He's elderly, which makes him likely to be targeted. He has an unrestricted email, which allows spam into his folders. And most importantly, he isn't real. Please don't attempt this with your own real accounts. Today, Alfonso got an email from a man who desperately needed his help. His name was Fred David. Fred David was suffering from esophageal cancer and was looking for someone to give his fortune to. Of course, Fred David's family hates him because of reasons, which leads him to, quote, have more trust. Like any reasonable person presented with such a dilemma, Fred David searched for an heir to his $40 million. He misplaced a comma, so it really is $4 billion, by sending out hundreds of emails to random people on the internet. The conditions involved donating 35% of the money to the earthquake and Haiti victims, 45% of charity, and 20% for your effort and time. Like Alfonso, Fred David isn't real. Because Alfonso happened to be a priest, he offered to perform the last rites for Fred David so that he could move safely on his journey to meet aliens. He also offered to help Fred David in any way he could. Encouraged by this initial response, Fred David sent the second part of his script, calling Alfonso a godsend, while also complaining some more about his family and his cheating wife. This was followed with more blathering about coming to terms with his death. He continued by asking for details, which should totally be given to internet strangers. He would then send these details to a diplomatic company in Rome, Italy, which was apparently the bank holding his money. Finally, he ended the email in a slightly different style. I wait for your response. God bless you. I want you to know that I love you so much. I wait to read back from you. Fine attachment is my pictures in the hospital. He then sent 2 pictures of a cancer patient, commonly used by scammers everywhere, as well as 2 random and probably unrelated stock images of surgery. Alfonso agreed to help. However, like any good priest, Alfonso was more concerned about something else, and ended his email with the classic and non-irritating, "Can I ask you a question?" without actually asking the question. Fred David, eager to proceed, replied with, "Yes, you can ask me the question." After more assurances that he would help Fred David with distributing money, Alfonso asked that all-important question for people on their deathbed. "Do you know where you are going after you die?" Fred David quickly responded that he was going to heaven and to please hurry up with those details ASAP. But Alfonso wasn't quite ready to provide those details. Although Fred David professed to be religious, he had never mentioned his love of Cthulhu, not even once. Due to being an avid cultist belonging to the esteemed Order of Mythos, Friar Alfonso could only help people who belonged to the Order and professed their belief in Cthulhu. He needed a brief form filled from Fred David, professing his new faith. Unfortunately, Fred David never filled the form. "I am not here all this thing. I am very sick. I have been in my sick bed for 1 year and 8 months. Now I can walk or move out of the hospital bed. You will have to follow my orders if you want to do my last wish for me." He did, however, copy the phrase into his email. This miraculous phrase must have been the reason for him now being able to walk. Alfonso was grateful to hear about Fred David's improvement, but copying the phrase into the email without a signature was not enough. The requirements of the Order of Mythos were very strict. Fred David additionally had not given Cthulhu the praise he was due. This was also concerning for Alfonso, because now he was not sure he was dealing with the real Fred David. He gave Fred David another chance. Fred David replied again, now visibly frustrated. "I cannot do that, thank you so much. Goodbye. If you are not going to do what I said, forget it. Why are you asking to fill the form when the information I asked from you have not sent it to me?" In one last attempt, Alfonso gave Fred David the instructions as well as his personal phone number to discuss matters of spirituality. Fred David curtly replied, "Thank you, goodbye, God bless you." To which Alfonso corrected him with Cthulhu. To which Fred David replied, "God bless you." To which Alfonso replied, "Cthulhu bless you." And that was the end of it. Or was it? The next day, Alfonso came up with an idea. The Order of Mythos would donate its own money to the charities Fred David requested. This was a golden opportunity for Fred David to have money donated to any charity of his choosing. Fred David was incredulous and clearly misunderstood. He told Alfonso that the diplomatic company have the fund, and that the fund was deposited in Alfonso's hands a year ago. Alfonso reworded his email in a way that was hopefully easier to understand. Fred David replied, once again completely missing the opportunity to donate a large sum of money to a charity of his choosing. He told Alfonso that the Order should pick any charity of their choose. Naturally, the Order chose to donate to the National Center for Victims of Financial Fraud in Fred David's name. Alfonso gave Fred David the email of Georgie Kostova, who was a humble chicken farmer, not belonging to the Order of Mythos. He should help with the money. Fred David did email Georgie, but he never got past his 2 opening copy-pasted statements. Other associates of Alfonso Walkingstick emailed Fred David offering help and assistance. But finally, Fred David stopped responding. He also stopped responding to any new emails sent from new email addresses. The last email Fred David ever sent was, "Please never mind, you are not a serious person, that is why I'm not responding to you." Alfonso sent a few more emails to Fred David, asking him if he was still alive. Unfortunately, Fred David never responded again. We can only assume his cancer took his life in the end. As a last act of friendliness in Fred David's honor, Alfonso had this tombstone made for him. Rest in peace, Fred David. Rest in peace. And that was the end of it. Now, Fred David didn't respond again to Alfonso Walkingstick. However, this was not the last that we ever heard of Fred David. To be continued. Now here's an important looking email. Attention, this is to officially inform you that your payment that was supposed to be made payable to you from Africa has been handed over to the below security company in United States of America. United States of America. There's only one. You are to contact them with your personal information so that they can serve you better and urgent. Regard, Mrs. Alice Winger. Alfonso, being the helpful man he was, asked if he could pick up the delivery in person. He promptly got an email from Good Delivery. Greetings. Good day, my name is Honorable Paul James. The office in charge, UPS Delivery, Express Services here in Chattanooga, Tennessee 37416. This is to inform you that we have received a package containing an ATM card from Mr. Ben S. Bernanke, the Chairman, Federal Reserve Board, New York. The only thing remaining right now is the insurance coverage fee and the singing stamp of your package, which you are to settle to the approved receiver agent. Try and understand the situation at hand. I don't. And the singing stamp fee of $125 from which you must be sent via iTunes gift card. So you are hereby advised to proceed to Walmart store and send the insurance coverage fee and the singing stamp. To receive... The singing stamp gets me every time. To receive our... to our receiving head office via iTunes gift card in New York to enable us to proceed with the fine delivery to your doorstep. Note that you can withdraw from your international ATM debit MasterCard from any ATM machine location. ATM machine, that drives me insane because the M in machine means machine. ATM, automatic teller machine. So do get back to us when you send the fee via iTunes card today as well. Aye. What a coincidence! Alfonso happened to live right next to Chattanooga, Tennessee. What time can I stop by? Good Delivery replied, I'm here from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. You can come any of the time given, okay? Do I still need to bring the iTunes card? No response. I guess I don't need to bring the iTunes card? No response. I dropped by and picked up the package at the local office. Thank you for letting me know. I had no idea I had one waiting. Do you still need the iTunes gift card? No response. I guess he didn't really want that iTunes card after all. Dearly friend, my name is Prince Dome Williams Tete, and my sister is Margaret Tete. We are from Sierra Leone. Please help us receive this consignment 2 trunk boxes. The boxes, consignment, contains gold bars and $8.5 million US. The consignments get to the States through the help of Dr. Anthony Davis. The fact is that Dr. Anthony Davis is supposed to have delivered these consignments to a man called Mr. Johnson Ascot in the States. Mr. Johnson Ascot began to demand for 50%, which I don't agree on for any reason. That is why we have to stop the delivery to him and search for another beneficiary who can help us on this. We will give you 30% from the total funds involved for your assistance, because that was the former agreement we had with the former beneficiary, Mr. Johnson Ascot, before he later changed his mind due to his greed. Please call us Prince Dome Williams Tete. Hello, Margaret. I received your email. Your proposition is very interesting to me. I must regretfully inform you that I will not be participating. I would only participate in this venture if I got 60% of the funds. Cheers, Alfonso walking the stick. Noted with thanks. Off! Now that wasn't very nice. It was at this point Alfonso realized that if he wanted to get further, he would have to provide some details.